Alex Clark from Denison Yachting, and welcoming you on board the Columbus Atlantique 43. 43 as in 43 meters. She's 462 gross tons. So big volume boat, designed by Hot Lab and my good friend Antonio Romano. The concept inspired by an Italian GT sports car combined with a classic sailing yacht. I find the decor soft, very inviting. You've got a lot of fluidity with the curvature of the table here. Again, going with that whole design that I talked about with Antonio Romano. It's just those subtle details. Even this aft sitting area has a little curvature to it. So you have that common design theme found throughout the interior and exterior of the vessel. There is no true on-deck master. In its place, you have essentially a karaoke lounge complete with sauna. Yachting typically focuses around privacy. And I love in this situation, it's actually geared towards the exact opposite. I mean, you can't get anything more social than karaoke. I think that just summarizes the entire design and feeling of the vessel. We've touched on these lounge areas, these dining areas, which is kind of like the epicenter of where everybody's gonna wanna get together. They're gonna wanna hang out, they're gonna have fun, you're gonna be entertaining. I think you're starting to see more and more of these design features incorporated into some of the new builds you're seeing today. We're gonna start today's walkthrough on the aft deck. Immediately, we're boarding the boat with this massive transformer. It also goes up and adjusts as a passerelle. You've got this amazing pool. And on the outside, to starboard and to port, you have these almost gull wing doors. Again, touching on that sports car design brief. Love how it's tiered, flows up to this aft lounge area. And it allows this whole area to feel extremely open. You've got centerline staircase that welcomes you to that beautiful interior. Entering the main salon, the first design feature that I love is how the teak decks actually continue from the exterior to the interior by almost 3 meters. And then it flows forward into these beautiful decks that you're gonna find throughout the rest of the boat. Love this design feature in the main salon. You have a circular area here, again, bringing those large groups of people together. I find the aft deck flows seamlessly into the interior. And then to starboard and to port, you have sliding doors that open, keeping that cross breeze, bringing interior, exterior spaces together. Heading forward from the main salon, we're gonna pass the central staircase, the day head, access to the galley and the crew accommodations. And then we enter what would typically be the master cabin. The most specific feature requested in this design brief is what I'm about to show you right now. There is no true on-deck master. In its place, you have essentially a karaoke lounge complete with sauna, rain shower, just one big massive entertainment area. Continuing back aft, we're about to reach the central staircase, but to port, you've got access to your galley and your crew accommodations. They're preparing for a private event, so I want to give them their privacy, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to showcase those two areas on board during this video. Arriving in the lower guest accommodations, you have 4 cabins, all of which are en suite, direct access for the crew area to keep that heads and beds silver service flowing really nicely. We're now in the starboard aft cabin, and this is actually the largest cabin on board. This would be the owner's cabin. As mentioned before, there's no true master on the main deck. So down below, you have 2 cabins that can combine into one, creating a full beam master suite located on the lower deck. When this partition is in place, the space splits into 2 separate cabins, allowing you to sleep up to 8 guests down below. Passing through the foyer, you reach your forward 2 guest cabins. To starboard and to port, both have 2 single berths that can be combined into one. The Atlantique 43 is built by Columbus Yachts, and Columbus Yachts is part of the Palumbo Group. The Palumbo Group is a multi-generational company. The commercial aspects of it is 7 shipyards, 900 employees, and they service over 600 vessels a year. Complementing that on the yachting aspect of it, they own ISA and Extra Yachts, both in Ancona, Italy, Columbus Yachts in Naples, Italy on the West Coast, and also Mondo Marine Shipyard, which focuses on refits. Early in my career, Columbus Yachts gave me the opportunity to represent them in North America. Coming full circle, here we are now about 12 plus years later, and I'm working back again with Columbus Yachts, representing Extra and ISA Yachts in North America. And at the start, I was working with Pino Palumbo, And now I'm working with Antonio Palumbo, his son. So it's just, I love that aspect of it. I love how they want to continue that heritage. The grandfather is still heavily involved. Pino's brother handles the commercial aspect of it. So it's truly a family operation and something that I think they're very proud of. Arriving on the upper deck from the central staircase, you can either go towards the bow where you'll find the wheelhouse and a lounge area, or you can arrive here in the Sky Lounge. Now, typically a Sky Lounge is set up for exactly that, a lounge area. The centerpiece of this upper deck is definitely this marble table. Absolutely beautiful piece. You see whether it's in the backsplash here, on the accent walls, really like the color scheme. Just outside of here, you have a lounge area with actually forward-facing seating, which part of that design brief was the owner wanted a lot of privacy on board the vessel. You might typically see aft-facing seating, but in this case, he wanted that privacy, so the design was incorporated into the drawings. Here we are in the wheelhouse, highlighted by 4 large glass panel monitors, forward-facing windows, really good visibility, and then to starboard and port, you have your wing stations. Stepping forward from the wheelhouse, you have this beautiful bow area. Center line, center focus is going to be this beautiful mosaic pool, and so at night, this actually lights up, beautiful space to relax. You've got sun pads all around you. And something I've never seen before is center on the bow, you've actually got a lower bar area. As I mentioned, this particular owner wanted to have the spaces focus around entertaining. You've got a huge dining table here, forward-facing bar, and then back aft, you have a secondary bar area focused specifically on service of the guests while you're entertaining. At the opposite end of the flybridge, towards the bow, you have this forward-facing bar area, centerline sun pad, and then on every deck, you've got these beautiful sunshades with carbon fiber poles, offers you some protection from the sun while enjoying the space. Thank you for joining me on board the Atlantique 43 here during the Cannes Yachting Festival. In the near future, you're going to see one of these that's going to be based in South Florida, so I look forward to being able to share that with the American market. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time.